Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is me Arya Wahid and you are on the channel of Medicare. So as you know that we have started the practicals of pharmaceutics dosage form, and this is the experiment number 7, in which we have to see how we are going to prepare a iodine throat paint, which also called as Mendel paints. But you know that it is our rule, before discussing a new experiment we revise the previous one. So we will revise all the previous 6 experiments that we have covered. So let's start it, and you have to revise with me. So I suggest to you to see all of my previous videos, because I have uploaded a lot of mnemonics for revising and for remembering all the compositions. And so if you watch this video, then it will be helpful for you to revise with me. So now you have discussed that the first experiment that we have discussed is about the rules of pharmaceutics. So I am not revising it because this is very basic experiment and it is not coming out in your exams. So the next experiment number 2 was about to prepare a simple or a compound syrup with the use of your BP method or USP method. So how to prepare it, just shortly I am revising all the things. So you know what is simple syrup? Oh yeah, you know. Simple syrups are the syrups which contain only one ingredient in them, and they are used as a flavoring and a sweetening agent. So simple solutions are those aqueous solutions which are nearly concentrated with the sugars. And can you give the example of it? Yeah, its example is that you are dissolving the sucrose into the water. So this is a simple syrup. And can you remember the types of syrup? Yeah, the types of syrups are very more like there is a diluted syrup or a concentrated syrup on the base of amount of sugar or sucrose in it. And there are some other types of syrup like medicated syrup, non-medicated syrup, and the simple syrup. So medicated syrup which contains some medicinal substance, and non-medicated are those which have no medicinal substance in them. Very good, you know that. So the next thing that you remember the calculations that we used in the BP or USP method. Yeah, you know that. So can you revise the difference between the BP and UAP? Yes, you know that. So what's the difference? We have make a table on it. If you have seen my video, you know that. So what's the difference between BP and USP? So I am revising it that in the BP method you take a percentage weight by weight. Okay, and what was the percentage? Yes, it is 65% weight by weight. Very good. So can you remember the percentage in USP method? Yeah, so concentration of sucrose is 85% weight by volume. Okay, so that's important point. In BP method we use percentage weight by weight, and in USP method we use percentage weight by volume. And can you remember the temperature difference between the two methods? Yeah, so the BP method has maximum temperature of 80 degrees centigrade, not above the 80, and the maximum temperature of your USP method was the 60. Very good. So can you remember the next difference between them? Yes, so the next difference between them is that our BP method is used in the European countries, and in the European countries they use the book as a standard, and this book was British Pharmacopoeia. So in the British Pharmacopoeia all the syrups are prepared by BP method, while the USP method is used in the United States, where these kind of syrups are prepared. So by USP method we prepared a concentrated solution, while BP method we prepared a diluted syrup. So okay, so we have revised the experiment number 1. Now move on to the experiment number 2. And what was the experiment number 2? Can you clearly revise what was it? Yeah, so it is a preparation of a compound syrup, and what was it? Yes, it is ferrous sulfate compound syrup. So can you remember what it is the purpose by which kind of patient we can give that syrup? Yeah, we can give this syrup to those patients who have anemia, who have shortage of red blood cell in it. So it is hematine, a source of iron supplement, and also it acts as a source of calcium supplement. So can you remember the composition of that syrup? That what kind of chemicals present in it? Yeah, so we have revised it with the mnemonic. So if you want to see the mnemonic, you can go on my channel and click that video to see that mnemonic. So if you know the mnemonic, then you clearly tell me the composition of it. So can you tell me? Yes, you know that you are very intelligent and you have revised everything. Now I am revising the composition of it. That it composed of 0.4 iron turnings. It composed of phosphoric acid and about 4.8 ml of phosphoric. And why we add phosphoric acid in it? Oh yes, you know that because iron turnings are not soluble into the water, so we add phosphoric acid will help which help in dissolving the iron turnings on the heating. Okay, so the next chemical composition. Yes, this is calcium carbonate, 1.36 gram of calcium carbonate, add potassium sulfate, sodium phosphate. They are also added of 0.1 gram. Okay, then next thing add is the sucrose, 70 gram of sucrose. Orange water we also add 5 ml of it, and the purified water QS 200 ml. Okay, you know that very well. Okay, so can you remember the next experiment that we have discussed? Yes, in the next experiment we have prepared an elixir. Okay, yes, you are right. So can you remember what kind of elixir? Because the next two experiment has the preparation of elixir. So can you remember the names of elixirs that we have prepared? Okay, very well. You know that what the elixir we have prepared. So we have prepared the elixir of piperazine citrate elixir. Yes, very good. So can you remember the composition of it? Yeah, we have made a mnemonic on that. Yes, you know that. So can you revise the mnemonic for me? Yes, very good. So the mnemonic was please carry syrup, glycerine and water carefully. Am I right? Yes. So can you remember what grams and what mLs of it is going to add? Yeah, you know that. So it contains piperazine citrate 18 grams. Then we have added uh, chloroform spirit. And what was the purpose of chloroform spirit? Yes, it acts as a co-solvent or it acts as a preservative because it contains chloroform plus alcohol. So 0.5 ml of chloroform spirit added in it. Then it contains water QS 200 ml. It contains glycerine about I think so 10 ml or something like that. And then it also contains the syrup in it, and about syrup is 70 ml or 50 ml. Okay, so this was about it. So the next okay, so can you tell me what is the purpose and what is the use of piperazine citrate elixir? Yeah, it is helmintic, mean it is protecting us from the worms and parasitic infections. Very good. So the next elixir that we have prepared, can you remember it? Yes, you know that. So the next experiment was about the paracetamol uh, paracetamol citrate elixir. No, paracetamol. So yeah, it was paracetamol पीरियडिक elixir. So वो paracetamol का सिरप जो पीरियडिक मीन बच्चों को दिया जाता है. Okay. So can you remember the composition? So it is also elixir. Elixir mean which is the hydroalcoholic solution having the hydro mean water and the alcohol in them. And what they are used for, can you remember? So it is anti-fever, mean it is antipyretic, reduce the fever in the child. So can you remember the composition of it? Yes, definitely it will contain the paracetamol about 24 grams. Then it has chloroform water about 10 ml. It contains the syrup. No syrup. It contains the glycerine and so I am so sorry for that. I say that we add the glycerine into the paracetamol syrup, but we don't add glycerine. We add what? Yes, you know very well. We add syrup, and about 70 ml of syrup we add in it. So can you remember the next experiment that we have discussed? Yes, it was about the terpene nitrates elixir. Sorry, terpene hydrate lincter. What is it contains the terpene hydrate, and I have said whenever there is a lincter, it contains two components in it. It contains the glycerine and the syrup. So glycerine is in the less amount and syrup is in the high amount where we added. And can you remember that what is the purpose of terpene hydrate lincter? Yes, it is an expectorant. So it is treating the dry cup, producing the mucus and expecting it out by decreasing the viscosity of our mucus present in our throat. So the next is the iodine throat paint. It also used for the throat, but it is not given the orally. It is applied topically on the back of your throat, and it is antiseptic. So it is absorbing through your skin, reaching to your throat, and it will kill all the bacteria and viruses that are present in your throat. It is also called as a MANDLs paint because the scientist which prepared it, on the name of it, it is given that name. So it is also called as iodine gargle. Okay, so our aim is to prepare the 10 ml of iodine throat paint. So what was the apparatus? You clearly see it. It is its category is it applied topical over the throat. It acts as an antiseptic, destroying the worms or every kind of bacteria or viruses that are present on our skin, not inside our body. So on the skin of throat, what kind of bacteria present, it will destroy, or also it absorbs and destroy the bacteria which are present inside your throat. Okay, so what was the principle of it? Before discussing the principle, I discussed the composition of it. So it composed of potassium iodide, iodine थ्रोट है तो आयोडीन ज़रूर होगा इसके अंदर. और कितने ग्राम है? सिर्फ 1 ग्राम आयोडीन है, 1.2 ग्राम. पोटाशियम आयोडाइड 2.4 ग्राम है. अल्कोहल 4 ml है. प्योरीफाइड वाटर है. ग्लाइसरीन है. ठीक है, तो बाकी ये चीज़ें हर किसी में. पोटाशियम आयोडाइड हमने क्यों डाला? ताकि आयोडीन डिजॉल्व हो सके. प्रिंसिपल में भी उन्होंने ये चीज़ लिखी है कि आयोडीन स्लाइटली सोलेबल होता है वाटर के अंदर, जिसकी वजह से हम इसके साथ डालते हैं पोटाशियम आयोडाइड. पोटाशियम आयोडाइड और आयोडीन ये दोनों मिलके बनाते हैं पॉली आयोडाइड्स. अब क्योंकि मैंने कहा कि आयोडीन वाटर में सोलेबल नहीं होता, लेकिन जो पॉली आयोडाइड्स हैं वो वाटर में हाईली सोलेबल है, यानी ये फ़ौरन वाटर में आपको सोलेबल मिलेंगे. और उसके बाद क्या, ये एक मोनोफोनिक लिक्विड बनाएंगे. मीन्स ऐसा लिक्विड जिसके अंदर सिर्फ पॉली आयोडाइड्स होंगे, इसके अलावा और कुछ भी नहीं होगा. देन वी विल add why we add alcohol in it. So you know, every time when we add alcohol, so it acts as a preservative, it acts as a post solvent, it increases the properties of solubility. So this was the purpose of alcohol. And glycerine is a viscous substance, so it acts as a soothing agent. So whenever, like in the terpene hydrate lincter, we use glycerine, so here it used as a soothing agent. It provides the smoothing effect in our throat so that we can clearly swallow the things that we easily swallow our food. So you know, here I have written make a beautiful diagram of how to prepare it. So you can see it, and first we titrate the iodine, then we add the potassium iodide in it, add alcohol and glycerine, and then we stir it and we get our iodine throat paint. And what was the procedure of it? So first of all you have to titrate the iodine, okay, convert it into the powder form. Then you have to weigh the iodine powder. Okay, so you will weigh the iodine powder about 2.4 gram. Then you will add potassium iodide in it, and water, and syrup or glycerine, and you will continuously stir that. So dispense कैसे करेंगे आप? मैंडल्स पेंट्स के अंदर ना वोलेटाइल कंपाउंड है, खासतौर पे आयोडीन और अल्कोहल. तो इस वजह से आपने इसको एक ऐसे कंटेनर में लिखना है जो टाइटली क्लोज होगा. इसी के साथ साथ जो आयोडीन है वो आपकी बहुत सेंसिटिव होती है लाइट से, तो उस वजह से आपने अम्बर्ड कलर की ग्लास बोतल जो है वो आपने उसके लिए यूज़ करनी है. प्लास्टिक का स्क्रू कैप होना चाहिए उसके ऊपर, उसको पॉलिश करें, उसको लेबल करें. और इसके साथ आप एक कैमल हेयर ब्रश भी देंगे. ये ब्रश इसलिए है ताकि आप टॉपिकली उसे थ्रोट के ऊपर अप्लाई कर सकें. यहाँ पर उसके लिए डायरेक्शंस लिखी गई हैं कि आपने उसे कैरामाइल हेयर ब्रश के साथ उसे अप्लाई करना है आफ्टर एवरी 4 आवर्स। और ये एक्सलेंट लिबरल है कि इसको एक्सटर्नल यूज़ करना है और शेक वेल बिफोर द यूज़। स्टोरेज आपने कूल और डार्क प्लेस पे से स्टोर करना है क्योंकि आयोडीन लाइट से सेंसिटिव होता है। और कैटेगरी क्या है कि ये ट्रीट करता है आपके फ्रेंजिटाइटिस, यानी आपके अगर फेरेक्स में कोई इन्फ्लेमेशन है उसको ट्रीट करता है। लेरेंजिटाइटिस, लेरेंक्स में अगर कोई इन्फ्लेमेशन है उसे टॉन्सिटाइटिस, आपके टॉन्सिल्स जो होते हैं उनके अंदर अगर कोई इन्फ्लेमेशन है तो उसे ट्रीट करता है। और आपके सोर थ्रोट का ट्रीट करता है बाय किलिंग द वायरस एंड बैक्टीरिया प्रेजेंट इन द थ्रोट. So I hope that you understand this video, and if you like this video please subscribe to my channel, like my videos and also press the bell icon so you can get the notification of all the videos which I have uploaded. Thank you so much. Meet you soon in the next lecture with the next experiment, and take care. Allah Hafiz.